Sharing magic was good.
Yo, JayOphishal here again with a few tips. I guess you call them tips. A few things that I learned over the years in doing this artistry as an independent artist. One thing I recognize is, and I've been caught in this myself, a lot of artists get the big head very, very fast, and as a underground artist or an independent artist, that's one thing that can kill your career very fast. A lot of people, and like I say, I got caught in this myself back in the day when I was a young artist. A lot of artists get caught up in the glitz and the glamour and the fame and feel like they have to portray this image or have to be this certain person in order to gain notoriety. A lot of times we find ourselves putting ourselves up too high when in reality we ain't even make it yet. I speak to too many artists that will say things like, I won't do an open mic, or I'm not going to pay nobody to perform, or I don't want to pay nobody for beats, so I don't want to pay for studio time. But then in the same sentence, this person will say that they won't record themselves, or they don't know how to make beats, or they aren't doing any shows on their own. A lot of times we have to realize when we're building this craft and working to get established in our craft, we have to practice. You know what I'm saying? We have to get out there and actually show ourselves. As artists, if people don't see you and don't get a chance to get to know you and to see you display your gift, it don't matter if you go to an event and there's 2 people in there. Those are 2 new potential followers, 2 new potential listeners to your music. You know, you're not going to meet people just by going in the studio and rapping or writing bars. Facebook is a great tool. Twitter is a great tool for promotion. Don't get me wrong, but at the same time, there are thousands of artists that are on Facebook, constantly sending people messages, constantly asking people to check out their music. So if you aren't out there in the physical presence of people, then you aren't making a mark. You got to get out there and do these shows. You got to get out there and speak to promoters. You got to get out there. Sometimes it's going to cost to do shows. Sometimes it's going to cost to get CDs made. Sometimes it's going to cost. Most of the time it's going to cost. That's the cost of business. If you're going to call yourself an artist, it's a business. If you're going to establish yourself, it takes work. And one thing I love to say is, whatever you pay for is what you pay attention to. So if you don't have a budget for your career, for your artistry, and if you aren't doing anything financially to support your career, then where do you think it's going to go? If you aren't making the beats yourself, if you aren't doing your videos yourself or promoting yourself, all these things, if you're not doing it yourself, then you got to get help somewhere. And in reality, even if you are doing it yourself, you still have to get help somewhere. Don't be too big-headed as an artist. That's one thing that kills artists, and I see it all the time. Artists stay stagnant, and they got skills. I know many artists that have skills, but will sit back and will act as if they're too big to go do a show at a little small-time venue. Act like they're too big to record a video with a person just starting out doing videos, or do a song. I mean, you gotta network. You gotta build yourself up. You gotta get to the point where people do know you. Who gonna pay you for an event if nobody ever seen you perform? If you don't have a catalog, if you don't have any material to back you up, who's gonna pay to see you perform? If you haven't come out and performed and showed yourself to the 2 people, to bring those 2 people back out to come see you at a larger venue. So this is one thing I want to say to artists is, don't get too big-headed. Don't feel as if you've already made it. And when you do get these events, don't show up late. Show up on time. Show the on the club owner, or show the show promoter that you really care, and that you care about your artistry enough to be there on time, to be the first artist there. Sometimes, you know, get out there and prove yourself. Shoot, show the universe that you want it, and I guarantee things will align. That's all I got for you. JayOphishal.